Call this regular council meeting of the Sun Peaks Mountain Resort Municipality to order. It is 3:02 on Tuesday, November the 18th. And acknowledge that we live, work, and play in the ancestral territories of the Secwepemc people. Do we have any late items to introduce? Nope. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as circulated? By Councilor Kimmel, second by Councilor Dye, all in favor? It's carried. Under 4, adoption of minutes 4.1, we have the regular council meeting minutes of November the 4th. Do we have any errors or omissions? Oh, can I get a motion to adopt those minutes by Councilor Ryken, second by Councilor Kimmel, all in favor? Excellent. Moving on to 5, presentations and delegations. Always great to see the Rotary Club. So welcome, and you want to share with us about the charity bottle episode. Floor is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Rob O'Toole and members of council for this opportunity to meet with you today. My name is Ted Kitchett. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Sun Peaks, and I reside year-round in this community. The purpose of this presentation is to tell you a bit about the Sun Peaks Charity Bottle Depot and how it supports our community. Next slide. Here's the depot you're probably all familiar with. It's a drop-off bin with 3 sea cans. You may notice here that the bin's color scheme matches the ice rink building. In case you haven't noticed that. From 2017 to approximately 2020, drink containers are collected and stored in 1 sea can. During this period, the company Kamloops sorted and counted the containers and charged a fee for that service. During that time, we optimistically thought that we might reach $6,500 a year each for adaptive and spec. Some of you also may remember early on that it was usually a mess. Rotary, specifically Michael, began helping out with sorting and keeping the site neat. Rotary began managing the depot in 2020 with the signing of a memorandum of understanding with a 3-way partnership between Adaptive, Spec, and Rotary. Sea cans and the drop-off bin were added, and performance increased beyond expectations. We were wrong about hoping for $6,500 a year, more than double that. With the success of this endeavor, we moved on to MOU2, which is in effect indefinitely but requiring annual review. Next slide, please. Donations of drink containers from the community are cheerfully accepted at the depot. We accept containers that previously contained liquids that were consumed directly from the container. A small point, but some people have struggled with that. The facility is 100% staffed by unpaid volunteers, both by Rotary members and non-members. After the containers are sorted, counted, packaged, Return to BC is contacted, and they pick up the various counted and packaged classes of containers. We ship about 20 to 25,000 units to Kamloops every few weeks. Site care, regular cleaning and snow removal is ongoing. Shown here, this slide shows the fire department, which we thank for lending a helping hand by hosing down the sea cans. And volunteer cleans and paints the sorting tables. Next slide, please. Governance. Rotary Club of Sun Peaks manage the site, keep daily track of what's going on. We endeavor to keep the bins empty, so we do an evening check just to make sure that things are tidy. And as soon as I can flip this piece of paper, I'll have the next bit. We're not aware of any visits by bears. We try and keep it neat. But ravens cannot be trusted. They peck a hole in the bag within minutes and check for food. A daily log is kept for items sorted and counted. A separate bank account is maintained to track the source and disposition of all monies. Next slide, please. A month or so ago, we sorted, packaged, and shipped over 3 million containers. That is a lot of work, and it's a lot of satisfaction. A Rotary member Michael's his name, has a hobby of manipulating the daylights out of his data. How big is the bottle or a can? What's the volume? What's the height, etc. So we have a bunch of images that we struggle with to. It's daunting to get a look at or get a perspective of how many containers this is. Next slide, please. So the International Space Station is about 400 kilometers above Earth. In outer space. Police fact, according to me, the bottles and cans on top of one another, we'd be now 100 kilometers past the International Space Station, looking down at it. Next slide, please.
Oh, man.
So more down to where we are, on a daily basis, the container height is about every day. Packaged and stored. 1.6 times the height of the head wall. So in the last 5 years, if you've been skiing, that'd be about 3,000 times down the head wall.
Is that a speed ski track I see there? Right.
So the summary slide shows most of the projects and organizations that have been helped by Sun Creek Charity Bottle Depot. The two main ones are Forest Service and Adaptive. So we share the money third. Rotary, and most of these things up here is the Rotary portion of this. The Volunteer Fire Department Society, Trash Bash is the example. We built a community garden, food security, which is probably with the delay in opening might be activated sooner than later. We were partnered with Ohana and the Muni to provide food for those in need. We also fund separate from SPES, student awards for outstanding student. It's $1,000 a year. We support Art Zone, the Historical Society. We have money set aside for the White Club Playground. We've helped Sparta. And today, the Hadley Creek Gun Club contacted us saying they're ready to do a photo op for their new safety upgrade, which we helped with, etc. So in summary, it's a lot of work, but so rewarding. And hopefully we can continue to count on all of your help. That's the members of the society, community, the resort, and Rotary. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Any questions, Smith?
No, I would like to say thanks. It's a good presentation. It's nice to have something sort of lighthearted.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's yeah, wholesome. Obviously, thanks to Michael. You weren't wrong with how cheerful he is day to day, and yeah, it is. It's an example of pure volunteerism. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'd just like to say, I remember when, I think it was Brenda actually came to me and we first started the meetings in Mantles some years ago. Now they're at Bottoms, and the struggle just to get enough members out to meet the standard at the time, at the beginning, and to see where Rotary has come to. My stepfather was a lifelong Rotarian, and it's a phenomenal organization, and the work you do in the community is fantastic. So thank you.
I appreciate it. And if anyone would like to know any more about it, we have QR code cards
Always looking for
that you
you.
can scan and look at our website, etc.
Excellent, thank you. And it was a good chocolate, we needed that. A space station, okay?
Past the space.
Past the space station, yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, okay, 6 reports, 6.1, I don't have anything to report. Council, anybody? Good, okay. Under staff reports, 6.2, so 6.21, CAO Campbell, we've got the piece on the ELS service review.
Their approval is a report for information. So part of the service agreement with Urban Learning Society Kamloops, periodic reviews were built in to ensure that the municipality remains satisfied with the quality and level of service being provided. And also provide an opportunity to review and revisit any terms of the agreement. So the intent of the 6-month review specifically is to review and assess the transition to date and determine the operational and financial position of ELS to inform consideration of ongoing operational subsidies from the municipality. As part of the review, ELS provided a progress report, which is attached to the council report. And also met with administration to review their financials, and the financial documentation was also shared with council. Council has agreed to continue the operational subsidies for an additional 6 months. As part of the review, we also requested that ELS administer a satisfaction survey to seek feedback from families. I don't have an update on whether or not that's been administered yet, but our expectation is that those results would be shared with us. An open house was also recently held on November 6th. Overall, the update is very positive. The municipality, as owners of the building and a community partner, looks forward to seeing the continued success of the Sun Peaks Renewal Center.
Excellent, thank you. Yeah, I had some of us were there and had an opportunity to tour, and then at the open house, meet staff and talk with parents. It was a great experience, so appreciate that. Thank you. You're still up, so 6.22, we've got a recommendation regarding CAST membership. So CAST standing for the Colorado Association of Ski Towns. Care to speak to that?
Thank you, Mayor Toole. I'll briefly speak to this. I think most of the details are in the report, and if council has any questions, I'm happy to answer those. But yes, I am seeking, our administration is seeking council support to join the Colorado Association of Ski Towns, known as CAST, as an associate member. The association's name is not entirely representative of the membership. There's other mountain resort communities that hold on to the association. But this is a unique and a great opportunity for Sun Peaks to be a part of a really impactful coalition of mountain resort towns in North America, and both benefit from the area of knowledge, resources, advocacy, best practices, and innovative models and approaches to address the unique challenges of a mountain resort community, and also an opportunity for Sun Peaks to share some of our learnings and our experiences and some of what we're doing here. So in my meeting with the executive director of the association, my takeaway from that meeting was not only what the association can provide for Sun Peaks and other members, but also what Sun Peaks could provide to other members that are a part of that association and what's going on here.
Excellent, thank you. So I have a recommendation that council support the Sun Peaks Mountain Resort Municipalities application to join the Colorado Association of Ski Towns as an associate member. Do I have a mover? Councillor Kimmel, second by Councillor Dye. Any discussion, questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion's carried. Moving on to 6.23. Director Burton, regarding our dewatering centrifuge purchase, we have a recommendation. Would you like to speak to that?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just following on from the previous report regarding centrifuge where we are able to complete that project this year, deferring to next year. However, we would like to advance the procurement of that unit to ensure that we have it here in time for late spring, which would be the best time for installation. We don't get stuck in the supply chain. This unit is available. We would do that with the budgeted funds for the budget this year for that project to secure that unit. The installation costs on top of that will be covered by municipal reserves, municipal wastewater reserves in alignment with the sort of 2/3, 1/3 split for the DCCs versus municipal funds based on the capacity increase. Chairman, the Director of Finance, we have those funds available moving into next year. I recognise that making approving this recommendation would lock us into that budget line next year. If this was a priority project for this year, it will be a priority project for next year. I can't currently think of any other wastewater project that would be competing for it or would be a higher priority for those funds.
Excellent, thank you. We have a recommendation that we contract for supply of a new dewatering centrifuge for $306,900 plus taxes to be awarded to Archer Separations of Coquitlam, BC. I get a mover. Councillor Ryken, second by Councillor Gillespie. Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion's carried. Okay, moving on to 6.24. We have a temporary use permit application, recommendation, and Director Hawken, here to speak to this.
Thank you, Mayor O'Toole. We received an application for the rental and secondary suite for tourist accommodation on Fairways Drive. A couple comments. One is for the parking. I did make an error in the report with the limit of 3 parking spaces. Their parking area can fit 5.
Okay.
We can if this moves to the next reading, we can provide a more detailed layout for the parking there. And the other item is the issue with the GFA that we want to correct. I am working with the applicants, a lot of communication, they sent me a plan. They're over by about 120 square feet. So one of their issues are with the contractor and the timing of all this. They may not necessarily get the work done in time for the TUP to be issued. But just working with them, I'm pretty confident we're gonna be able to find a solution and work together to get this solved. So
Excellent, great. So for before council is that we authorize distribution of a notice intent to consider a temporary use permit number TUP 2025-003 for 224 Fairways Drive. Further, the following of that issuance notice of intent for TUP, the council considers issuance of a temporary use permit subject to the following conditions in accordance with the Sun Peaks Mountain Resort Municipalities bylaws and policies. Do I get a mover? Councillor Kimmel, seconded by Councillor Gillespie. Questions and discussion? Councillor Wright?
Just relative to the parking, so the notice will reflect 5 parking stalls.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if we can get an actual parking plan. I did drive by the site today and looked at it, and I think we might be having 5 stalls, 2 in the garage. And running 3 out requires back end-to-end parking, which may push, if they're larger vehicles, it may push one of the vehicles out into the boulevard area where we perpetually have problems. So we're not gonna get a copy of the plan showing the physical location of the stalls for the public meeting. And then that may inform us, we may end up having to revise it to be 4 vehicles rather than 5, depending on the conflict.
yeah, I can pass that on to that.
Excellent. Further questions, discussion? Anyone? Okay, all in favor? Motion is carried. Okay. 7, anything under new business? Nope. Correspondence and information items, we have a number of those received. 8.1 through 4. Just for information purposes. Okay. Rounding that out, number 9, questions from the public. We'll start with in-room. Anyone?
You want a motion to
Oh,
receive?
sorry, yeah, motion to receive correspondence and information, sorry. Thank you.
I'll make
Councillor
a
Reagan?
motion, and I do have one comment.
Yeah, okay, and then seconded by Councillor Kimmel, and then comment.
And just relative to 8.3, which is
Mhm.
the letter to the province,
Yeah.
regarding the Professional Reliance Act. UBCM is actively working on this, and they have conveyed to the province, I guess, their desire to have the province engage with municipalities on the implications of this, and particularly relative to local government autonomy and decision making. So I think we would just ask staff to keep us informed of any updates that UBC might be making, and or if there's a need for us to show our support to UBCM for their efforts.
That's good to hear. Good. Okay. Any further? Okay, all in favor of adoption? Good, thank you. And to number 9, questions from the public in the room.
Do we have an opening date for the thing?
Not on the agenda today, but at this point, no, we don't have that detail. Anyone else? Online at all, do you know anybody?
I just need to choose something. I don't see anything.
Everybody's good, one last time?
I could ask about Alpine Road. It's hard to.
Okay, it's not on the agenda today, so yeah, the questions that need to be related to today's Alpine Director. Bertie.
Mention the website that we set up for that.
Yeah, so did you wanna hear that?
Yeah, so if you go to our website, you go to, I'll put it right there, it's under public safety, there's a section for municipal roads. We have a website dedicated to what's going on for that. I know it's.
And then, just further to that, so I did have, one of the property owners there reach out, and I responded to them, and then I also forwarded a copy of that email or letter to, Andrea from CML, and asked that to be shared with all the homeowners on that street.
It's not been shared.
So that would be about 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago now. So I can circle back with her and just remind her, but yeah, I did forward that to her about 3 weeks ago.
Strata meeting tomorrow. I could
So-
ask her.
Maybe ask her, because hopefully she'll remember to bring it up there. Okay. Seeing nothing else, okay,
Sure, I'd like to, speaking as the one legal presence,
yep,
I would like to thank council for the scrapings off the blacktop on the road to fill in the Great Lakes and so we didn't get to have anything, which is a dramatic improvement.
yeah, it's appreciated when we drop off too, so it is, you're welcome, yeah. Okay, are you gonna do or you want me to do the close first?
Yeah, I just wanted to note that under section 10.1, there's an amendment to the closed meeting resolution to add on section 92DI, which is government to government negotiations.
Okay. Excellent, okay. Hey, I am gonna close this meeting under the section 91E acquisition and dispositions of exploration of land improvements. If the council considers that disclosure could reasonably be expected to harm the interests of the municipality and legal advice, and also 92DI government to government negotiations. Can I get a mover? Councilor Kerr, second by Councilor Reckon. Okay, all in favor? Okay, this meeting is adjourned.